All right, let us try to talk about Audio 3 and quiz number 1, dealing with MIDI and some electronic basics. First of all, what does MIDI stand for? If you've gotten this far, you've probably taken a MIDI class or two with me already, and I like to ask this question. But musical instrument digital interface. Easy enough. All right, but what is MIDI? We should have covered that also, but it's good to do it again. Here we're going to say it is a digital communication language for hardware and software instruments. So it's not any of the actual music, it's just the specifications and the language that they use to talk to each other. Okay, which gets to what are the things that MIDI cannot do. It cannot record audio. It can't create actual sounds. It can't transmit the audio. It can't do any of those things. So I think this is one of those questions where it's a multiple choice question and the answer is all the above. In order to turn a note on, right, we do send a note on message. So the beginning of the note, the MIDI note, is called note on message. Oddly enough, the end of the note is a note off message. All right. Now there is something called system exclusive, and system exclusive, maybe you heard me talk a lot about that, but the main thing about that is it's a musical chameleon. It can do a lot of different things depending on whatever manufacturer wants to do with it. All right. CPU is the next question, and I'm pretty sure that's not new information to most of you guys, but central processing unit. Easy enough. Okay, the most common controller type, I would say, is a keyboard. Right, I've got one right over here, trying to keep it out of frame, but it's there. I use it all the time. It's the most common one. Synthesizers. What makes something a synthesizer? It is creating sound using sound generators. Okay, and we're going to compare that to something like a sampler. A sampler is not going to be generating the sound in and of itself. The sampler converts audio to digital and then plays it back. The last question is about if you want to print out a score, if you want to have the little quarter notes and eighth rests and all those things, you can use a music printing program. I think sometimes I will also use the word music notation program. But those are the same things. Those are kind of the quick and dirty MIDI stuff that we cover in this chapter in the Modern Recording Technology book, right? If you've been through the MIDI class, this is probably just review for the most part. But you know what the kangaroo says. At these prices, I'm not surprised.